Well, welcome to the ACC Today. Coming up, UVA gets its first win over a ranked team in 4 years. Miami still doesn't know who its quarterback is. And Virginia Tech now 3-0 in the ACC, and all three of those wins coming on the road. But we start today in Charlottesville. And over the last decade or so, if the vibe around Virginia Tech's football program has been Metallica and Enter Sandman, for UVA for the most part over the last decade, it has been, say, Captain and Tennille and Muskrat Love, but not anymore. UVA showed us again on Saturday it is one tough physical football team. UVA stuffed Miami Saturday night in a 16-13 win. It marked Virginia's first win over a ranked team during the Bronco Mendenhall era and the Cavs' first since a win over then number 21 Louisville back in 2014. Virginia's defensive line and linebackers are legit. The Cavs have some players back from injury, which gives defensive coordinator Nick Howell more depth and options. With an extra week to prepare, UVA intercepted 3 passes, including 2 by senior Juan Thornhill. He was named the Walter Camp National Defensive Player of the Week. As for Miami, the Canes fell out of the poll completely with the loss. Back in August, we were wondering who would be the Canes starting quarterback, Malik Rozier or N'Kosi Perry. Now we're going to head into the last week of October asking the same questions. Rozier, who lost the starting job to Perry, who was tremendous during the Canes' win over FIU, came off the bench at Charlottesville but wasn't great. Miami is 4-2 and still must play BC, Georgia Tech, and Virginia Tech on the road. Speaking of the Hokies, they're 3-0 now, and all 3 of those wins have come on the road. They still have 4 ACC games to play at home. That's good. What's not so good for Virginia Tech is its defense. Look at this. Since Bud Foster was named defensive coordinator back in 1996, the Hokies have allowed over 522 yards in a game just 12 times. Now it's happened twice in the last 4 games. Old Dominion had 631 yards against Tech in Norfolk in the Monarchs' victory. Saturday, North Carolina had 522 yards and a lot of very big plays. Remember, both ODU and Carolina were playing without their starting quarterbacks and still put up some huge numbers. Look at that list. That LSU team in 2007, they won the national title. That 2002 Miami team went 12-1 and finished number 2 with Willis McGahee and Andre Johnson and Kellen Winslow. Clearly, those were some of the best teams in college football history with some of the most explosive players that we've seen on the field in the last 50 years. Why is that a concern for Virginia Tech moving forward? Well, the fact of the matter is this. The Hokies have yet to see the ACC's top offenses this season. Check this out. Georgia Tech, BC, and Miami among the highest scoring teams in the ACC. Now, all 3 visit Lane Stadium in the coming weeks. Hokies have had a lot of attrition on their defense, and they've given up a ton of big plays. They'll have an open date before the Jackets visit. They'll need the time to get healthy and get ready for Georgia Tech's attack. Hokies have the week off, so do the Jackets, but on the Atlantic side, it is a huge week and perhaps the game of the year in the Atlantic Division in the ACC. Unbeaten NC State, unbeaten Clemson meet at Death Valley. Coming up on Thursday, we'll look at that game and the ramifications for the ACC and for the college football playoff. What's on the line at Clemson? We'll talk about that on Thursday when we visit again on our next edition of the ACC Today.